they forgot about the Russians. In the United States, they started talking about a new, more terrible threat. Never again. They exclaim in synagogues at ceremonies on the occasion of the International Holocaust Remembrance Day. But today, American and European Jews pronounce these words with less confidence. Antisemitism is reviving, more and more people are forgetting the tragedy. About the consequences of an unlearned history lesson, in the material of RIA Novosti. Rhetoric and reality. Traditionally, Jews commemorate the victims of the Holocaust on January 27. Last year, because of the pandemic, American Jews prayed at home. Now they have returned to synagogues. However, after the attack in Texas, they were met at the entrance by heavily armed police. 2 weeks ago, a British citizen, Malik Faisal Akram, broke into the Jewish prayer house in the city of Colleyville. He held the rabbi and 3 parishioners for more than 12 hours, demanding the release of terrorists from prison. Fortunately, no one was injured. The criminal was shot during the assault. This is the 3rd such incident in the last few years. In April 2019, a resident of San Diego, California, John Ernest, opened fire on worshippers at an Easter service. 1 person was killed and 4 were injured. And 7 months before that, American Robert Bowers killed 11 worshippers at a Pittsburgh synagogue in Pennsylvania. We will stand up to anti-Semitism in the country. Donald Trump and Joe Biden declared in almost identical speeches after the attacks. Ordinary citizens hoped for presidents. The previous owner of the White House was generally known as a great friend of Israel. He recognized the right of the state to the Golan Heights and Jerusalem as its capital. Although the situation in the United States, where there is the largest Jewish diaspora in the world, was not affected. The number of anti-Semitic incidents has steadily increased under Trump. Cases of violence have also become more frequent. From 78 in 2017 to 119 in 2020. America, that's enough. With the arrival of Biden, it didn't get any better. According to the American Jewish Committee, every 4th Jew in 2021 became a victim of anti-Semitism. Mostly on the internet, where they were insulted. Because of this, about 40% of Jews changed their behavior. They removed all data hinting at nationality from social networks, stopped wearing religious paraphernalia in public. About 20% do not visit shopping malls, government institutions and schools. They are afraid of physical attacks. Jews are very concerned, which is why they severely restrict themselves in democratic freedoms. It's time for all citizens to say, enough is enough. But where is the outrage when the democratic fabric of society is under threat? The head of AGE, David Harris, notes in the report. The authorities have been silent all last year. They were outraged only after the events in Texas, and no specifics followed the words on duty. The Jewish community is worried that they will be attacked more often. There are good reasons. The crime rate in the whole country is growing rapidly. Denial in schools. No one knows how to break the trend and, in particular, stop the wave of anti-Semitism. The American authorities annually allocate huge sums for educational work. For example, schools study the Holocaust in detail, around which there has been a heated debate lately. So, just a few days after the attack on a synagogue in Texas, a scandal broke out. The leadership of the educational district instructed history teachers to change the curriculum of lessons on the genocide of Jews. It should be remembered that Bill 3979 adopted in the state, according to which students need to be given different points of view on the problem. If you have a book about the Holocaust, make sure that there are materials that refute its historicity. Local media cite an excerpt from the directive. The hype was also fueled by survey data. More than half of Americans remember little about the tragedy. Only about a quarter answered exactly what the Holocaust was, where the death camps were located and how many people were exterminated in them. And only a few people know that Auschwitz-Birkenau was liberated by Red Army soldiers on January 27, 1945. Global trend. The problem of forgetting the Holocaust is not purely American. A similar trend was revealed in Europe. According to a study conducted 3 years ago, every fifth EU resident aged 25 to 34 knows nothing about the genocide at all. As a result, the majority of crimes motivated by anti-Semitism are committed by young people. There are more such incidents on the continent, largely due to pandemic restrictions. Jews are credited with secret development, the artificial creation of the coronavirus. Judophobic rhetoric has intensified in connection with vaccination. We see many other modern manifestations of centuries-old hatred. We feel this in the astonishing regularity with which conspiracy theories turn into vile anti-Semitic clichés. We see this in the way protesters against vital vaccines demonstrate with a yellow star on, Union Secretary General Antonio Guterres said. Almost all Western leaders talk about the growing hatred of Jews on the anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. Jews are afraid of new attacks on synagogues, and not only in the United States.